All right, our next bout is a bantamweight bout. The females are back, 135 pounds, presented by Harley-Davidson. It's Tasha Lawler, also known as Natasha, at 0-1 in her career, taking on Christina Ricker from the KMAA camp in Knoxville. Nick Gert's going to tell us about Christina. All right, we're ready for our next fighters to come out to the cage. We go back to the cage. Jennifer.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another women's mixed martial arts bout. This bout is in the bantamweight division and is brought to you by Harley-Davidson. First, please welcome to the cage, Tasha Lawler.
So here comes Tasha Lawler, first out in this bantamweight bout. I'm Vince Ferrara alongside Nick Gertz, and Chandler Cole is going to the corner now, and the champ joins us. Little Doug Williams action. How you doing, Doug?
What's going on, guys?
Doing all right?
I'm doing great, man.
Looking sharp.
Little Doug Williams.
Little Doug Williams, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm dressed sharp, dressed to impress, and I'm trying to outdo it here with Nick, I mean, he fights good, so I'm trying to dress good like him,
You sometimes you just gotta look fly.
Exactly.
We both got the watches on tonight. We both got our ties on, our shirts on. Vince over here looking fly.
No.
We haven't progressed to the blazer look yet, but we got the custom fit going on.
We got this going
exactly.
on. We got it.
So, Natalia, it's a shame there's no cameras on us during this period.
Right, that's what I've been saying this whole time. I'm like, man.
Yeah, no, careful. They're gonna actually do it. The great Mike Moran will set that up. All right, Natasha Lawler at 0-1 in her career out of Somerset, Kentucky, the Adversity Training Center. And her one loss was earlier this year. It was actually in June, earlier this summer, to Emily Barty at Warrior Cage Fighting, Slammin' Summer. That was via TKO in 1:56 of the first round. But Natasha Lawler is her opponent tonight is Christina Ricker, making her debut. Nick, what do you actually? Hang on one second. As Natasha's in the cage, get Nick's thoughts on Christina from the same camp as Nick in a moment. Let's go to the cage and Jennifer.
And her opponent making her way to the cage. Please welcome Christina Ricker.
Christina Ricker, debut fight from the KMAA camp in Knoxville. And Nick, before we get to the tail of the tape in a moment, tell us a little bit about Christina.
Christina, she started training at the gym, I guess, just to get in shape, to have something to do. She actually started dating one of our pros, James Adcock, and she's been there. I think she once again another person who falls in love with the sport, and gets into it. And here she comes, ready to make her debut. So this should be really exciting.
KMAA putting out the quality and promising female fighters in the sport here in the area. Take a look at the tail of the tape. Natasha Lawler at 0-1. Christina Ricker with her debut. Both fighters at 26 years of age. Ricker is 1 inch taller, and Lawler 2 inches heavier than Christina Ricker. And this is a bantamweight bout at 135. So Natasha Lawler, Doug, 2 pounds over, and Ricker just about on the money.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. Everything else, virtually identical, an inch or two here or there in the weight. But, in a fight, that 1 pound can make a difference, in that third round when you're just trying to get that takedown or that one strike. But, I mean, looking at these two females, both bring killer assets to the table. Obviously, anytime you have KMAA in the cage, you're going to have a show. But being from Kentucky, she's going to be, the other girl's going to be tough. That's
and the
one thing.
The wife of the great Ian Lawler as well.
Exactly. So they both come from really strong training camps. I'd look for this one to be a really good fight, honestly, guys. Really good fight.
Yeah.
All right. Christina Ricker from the KMAA camp is in the cage. We go back to the cage. Here's Jennifer.
This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Hogs red corner. She weighed in at 137 pounds, holds a record of 0 wins with 1 loss, and fights out of Adversity Training Center in Somerset, Kentucky. Tasha Lawler. And her opponent, fighting out of the OEB blue corner. She weighed in at 135 pounds. Represents KMAA in Knoxville, Tennessee, and tonight she is making her MMA debut, Christina Ricker. Your referee when the action begins is Nate Jolly.
Nate Jolly, our referee for this female bantamweight bout at 135, presented by Harley-Davidson. It's Tasha Lawler in the camo trunks, Christina Ricker in the black trunks. Kentucky versus Knoxville, and we're underway. And look
Christina Ricker right off the bat, with the takedown.
If that's one thing that we've seen tonight, it's KMAA has came to press the pace from the bell. They've not slowed down, and I love it. I love it.
Man, Chris, she, I think actually, I might be wrong on this, but her first, she was coming for kickboxing class and everything, and I don't think she ever intended on fighting, but she got called in to help with a gauntlet, with another female's gauntlet, and she fell in love with it. She was like, I got to do that. I have to have a fight. Like,
back on the feet. That was good.
That was a great right hand.
But relentless on that pressure, just relentless from Christina. And back again.
Let her take down. She pulled her head out. She needs to push the arm. Great job, Christina.
Maintain that overhook.
Eric's telling her right now, turn to face the cage, press her head up against the cage, and grind on her.
Natasha's doing the best she can as far as holding her tight, but that's not really a progressive position. It's more of a defense. It's not going to get you anywhere, but it will help you survive a little bit longer.
Yeah, absolutely. Tasha needs to be working right now. She needs to shrimp her hips, get her back to the cage, and work her way up the cage, or she needs to be working a sweep right now. But I got to say, that's really hard to do with Chris Ricker on top of you, you know. It's hard for me to do. I mean, I'm a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm a man, and you know.
Well, yeah.
Ricker on top, Lawler on the bottom, midway through round number 1, scheduled for 3-minute rounds.
As we at KMA say, you know, in my opinion, that was a bad call.
Oh, she's down.
So,
and a quick right. Oh, she's down. Oh.
Landed a couple good shots.
She's going to have to move her.
You got to move.
She's doing what she's kicking away. She's creating space, but the pressure from Christina is just almost seems as too much for her to keep up with right now.
Just relentless. Christy Stafford, she is doing a great job, you know, trying to hold the arms and trying to avoid some of the shots that Chris is throwing.
Tasha Lawler, you meant.
Tasha,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry.
What would I know it's a little against you, Nick, because it's your other team, but Natasha right now from a grappler standpoint, as you're very successful at, what should she try and do?
Right now she needs to get a underhook on her left side, and she needs to be sitting up right now.
Just stand up.
Just to stand up. Right now she needs a shrimp, get that underhook, stand up, and hit a sweep. You know, right now if they were pros, obviously if I was Chris, I'd be saying throw elbows. You know, that's but. Yeah, Tasha, she just needs to work right now, get that underhook, and work to stand up.
How about Ricker, who's been putting pressure with a forearm on the neck
the whole
of
time.
Lawler? That's
this
pretty
fight,
advanced stuff there.
This fight, I mean, as of right now, Christina looked dominant on the feet and the ground. Right now, it's her fight to lose. She's taking control, and that first round that she's put in so far, she set the pace.
Absolutely,
she set the pace.
And here's the end of the first round. So,
and that is round 1, a dominant performance in the first round by Knoxville's Christina Ricker, and the fans show their appreciation. Goodness. And Ricker didn't put herself in any bad situations, like trying so hard to finish to get in a tight spot.
It's almost as if she looked so lackadaisical at where she was with being as dominant as she was, which is very rare to see, but very impressive.
She this is her debut, but her experience, helping other fighters get ready for their fights, helping Shamira get ready, helping Carmen, all these. We have so many lady fighters at KMA now. It's ridiculous. Like we counted them up the other night, and I think we had like 11 or something. And we were like, man, that might outnumber our male fighters or something, or be really getting close to beating us. So we're.
So we all agree, first round, Christina, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Vince Ferrar, Nick Gertz, Doug Williams, champ. Valor Fights Active Fighters
champ.
As our
I like that.
Champ too.
And we're going into round number 2, scheduled for 3-minute rounds.
And again, that pace
there we
and
go,
relentless.
right off the bat. Chris goes right at her. I got to get away from the fight, but I'm kind of jealous you call him champ. I mean,
I mean, I'm getting ready to step in some big shoes. I mean, Nick, you're very veteran in the pro debut. I'm getting ready to in the pro circuit. I'm getting ready to make my pro debut is what I meant. And so we all know.
Be excited to see, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Here we go, Chris landing some great knees there to the thighs of Tasha Lawler. Great knee to the body.
Natasha trying to circle away and trying to create space, but just the pace and pressure is just too much, it seems.
Wow, Lawler.
Chris just is pushing it. Like I said, you know, Chris is dating one of our pros that came in, James Adcock. So I'm sure when they get home at night, James is like, hey,
and you
got to fix this. You know,
and another takedown.
Beautiful takedown.
Yeah, Lawler did not seem too interested in taking some more of those tough shots in the stand-up from Christina Ricker.
Yeah, Lawler has a whizzer right now on Chris's left arm, but what she really needs to do is get an underhook on her left arm on Chris's right side and be sitting up right now, or retain her guard right now. She's got like a half butterfly kind of going on. She needs to get back to her guard, and there it goes. Chris needs to try to posture up and try to pass, try to work some punches, or just push her head to the fence and grind on her.
It's a 135-pound fight, but you can see the strong legs on Ricker. That's got to be an advantage when you're in the same weight, you know?
Yeah, I know one thing. Whenever you know, in a fight, you use your legs a lot, and they wear out fast and get tired. So,
just past the midway point, round number 2, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Amateur MMA, the women here at Valor Fights presents Apex Fights 12. Ricker on top and Lawler on the bottom.
Natasha, she needs to try to try to push off with her feet right now, try to create some distance so she can shrimp out and stand up. And that pad is perfect right now. So it's, you know, like on your back and everything, you slide right up it, you know. Especially as females, you know, and having to wear shirts and stuff, it helps you slide.
I don't know if you saw a shot of it, but Lawler, her left eye is swollen. There's some swelling around her.
Chris has landed some great shots.
I don't know if you can see it right there.
Yeah, I see it. That's.
She's just.
Nate Jolly.
Nate Jolly.
Good stand up.
I don't know. I feel like you should let it go. But either way, for me, I know Chris is doing well either way. So
as a wrestler, I'm all about being able to lay there
able to grind,
and grind. But I also understand at times they want to stand up, you know.
Yeah, another great right back to the mat by Chris. But God, that eye from that eye.
It's almost
Natasha's.
Yeah, that's the other
round by Christina.
I'm sure we'll get to see that eye a little bit better right now.
Yeah, when we get a shot of the corner for sure.
It seems to be that the strength and cardio may be too much for Lawler to handle from Christina.
We got James Adcock, her boyfriend, one of the pro fighters at KMA, in her corner right now, and of course Eric Turner, our head coach down there.
And I think they've just called for it to be over. They have. The corner has said no more. It's over. That is
Fight's
too
over.
big. The swelling is too bad on Lawler and Christina Ricker.
You hate to see that happen, but it's good. It's
winner,
good for a
winner by Dr. Stoppage,
man.
That's great for Chris.
It's good to see that they stopped before it got too far.
Yeah.
It sucks. I know, as a fighter standpoint, it sucks.
Yeah.
Guys were right by it.
Sometimes as a fan standpoint, too. You know, I wanted to see the fight go a little longer. But at the same time, I wanted to see Chris get her debut out of the way.
Mark Law is working on it right now, but boy, there's just the swelling was too significant. And guys, take us to this replay here.
If you see this, it shows again Christina's relentless pressure that she put, for the all the 6 minutes of the fight, landing those big shots. Every shot was quick. That quick right is what seemed to do the damage and seemed to stop the fight because you saw it swelling instantly as soon as it landed.
That right there, you see it swelling up more and more every time she landed those shots right there.
And I think Christina saw that and she attacked it. And she kept going.
Kept working on it.
And it worked to her advantage. She won the fight.
Absolutely. I know if I see a cut, a swelling, whenever I need Adam Hyde in the face, it cut his eyeball open real bad, and I was on it, I was elbowing it, I was rubbing my head in it, everything.
Right.
All right, to announce our winner, we'll do that in 1 second. As you see, the two fighters in the cage with Nate Jolly, as Christina Ricker wins her MMA debut. All right, let's go to the cage to announce our winner. Here's Jennifer.
Your referee stops this fight at the end of the second round for your winner via verbal submission. Out of the OEB blue corner, Christina Ricker.